This is the Domino's post-game report. Adam Cavalier alongside head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck faced off against the Johnson C. Smith team that has had your number here in Holt here in years past, and that played out today. Golden Bulls could not miss in the second half. Was it them? Was it your defense? What happened, especially after halftime, as they rattled off an 18-2 run to take a lead that they wouldn't surrender?
I'm going to defend my guys. What we saw today can happen. I can't explain it. They made stupid shots. It's just stupid. That's all. That's the best. It was just stupid, the kind of shot making that I saw today. But those things happen in this gym in particular. So, you know, I hate it. I hate it for our team. But this has been a season of experiences, and hopefully we can learn something from this. I'm not sure exactly what, to be honest. I'm not sure exactly what, because if you look at what this team that we played today has done this year offensively, it ain't this.
No.
On any level, on any day, it ain't this. And so I can't explain it. Maybe you can, Kev. Let me be Kev, you be a minute. You explain to me, because I don't know what to say.
Well, they've only done this one other time this year, and that was in the opener against Bluefield State, 195-69.
Yeah.
And that is the only game that Johnson C. Smith has played this year that is comparable to what they did tonight. And even then, you haven't seen a team shoot 70% on Carson-Newman in the half since 2007.
Yeah. Yeah. So 12 years.
12 years.
And you saw the shot. You saw the actual shots. I mean,
there are shots that you would want a team to take.
Yeah. So it's very frustrating, because you're banking on percentages play in your favor. But there's people that win in Vegas every day, man. Vegas every day. So a lot lose, some win, and today it just wasn't our day. And we needed it. I would like to think that we all would have needed the feeling of wrapping up the non-conference segment of our schedule with a win. But, again, I've got to give Johnson credit, man. They made a lot of difficult shots, and, and we didn't shoot the ball as well. But I've done this long enough to know when you're a team and you're watching people make the kind of shots they were making, it can be very deflating, unless you have got incredible mental toughness. And they shot the ball so incredibly well the second half. You just see the arrogance of our guys, because it wasn't just make a shot, then have a couple possessions. It was shot after shot. I mean, every possession seemed like a shot or a foul. Every possession.
Well, for the first, I believe, 8 minutes of the second half, they didn't fail to score on a possession. How do you as a coach work through something? And again, I saw the shots. These were shots that I would beg a team to take. Please chuck up a
non-rhythm dribble fall away three.
Yeah, love it.
Well, again, there's outliers in this game. I told you I thought our second half at Tusculum was an outlier. We turned around the next game and scored 112 points. I think that what we saw today from them offensively is an outlier. I don't think it's what they typically are going to do, but sometimes those things happen, and I wouldn't wish it on my enemies, but we happened to experience that today, and I don't know why we experienced it. I think what's critical is that we take this and try to find some lesson from it that we can build on. But man, that was very frustrating to watch. Because you, as a coach, as a player, here's what in theory could happen. A team, in theory, could make every shot they take in a game. Now, it has never happened in the history of the game, but in theory, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. And today we experienced something that we didn't anticipate happening. Probably won't happen again this year for them, but it happened today against us.
Offensively, decent night, not a great night. 45% for the field. You go 13 of 35 from long range. I mean, when you're going against a team that's making 70% of its shots, yeah, there's a lot to be left desired offensively, but grade your team's offensive performance today?
Well, again, there's that frustration that impacts the game, the overall nature of the game. And our guys were very frustrated, our staff very frustrated, because there was nothing you could do. I mean, our guys' effort was good. We just ran up against a team that was incredibly hot. And so that frustration then can impact you on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we obviously shot the ball better the first half. We go in up at the half. Went into the half on a bit of a sour note.
Yeah.
But we
8-2 run to close for.
But we
Golden
still
Bulls.
go in. We still go in up, and come out the second half. And I mean, the very first possession, they score a catch three. The first one of the game for them. And
from a guy making 33% of his threes on the year, mind you.
Yeah, and of course he makes 100% of the night. He makes 100% of the night. Another kid who's shooting in the 20s makes 60% of his tonight. So, but yeah, their offense impacted our mentality, I think, and that when your mindset is impacted, then your performance is going to be impacted. And I thought the second half, I think our offensive performance was down more than anything because what was going on for them offensively, and that can happen,
Brent Teichman said something after the Newberry game that I thought was pretty heady. You have to learn how to build on success. Is it fair to try to build on success when a team does what Johnson C. Smith did tonight?
Impossible to build on but based on what they did, because it had nothing to do. It had. I mean, we're trying to resist what they're doing. Like you said, I mean, a team is still going to get a shot up. You know what I'm saying? And the chances of them making those shots wasn't very high, but tonight they made them. And so, I think that was a heady statement by Grant, and we'll try to figure out a way to make a lesson out of this. If anything, we've got to learn to be more poised and more just controlling our controllability. I say that all the time, but when adversity or prosperity strikes, the only thing that you can do is continue to deal with the things that you have control over. And it's not that I think our guys didn't. Kev, this is just one of those weird games, man. It just
effort was there. You defended shots. I mean, what more can you ask?
They happen, and I like I said, I didn't anticipate Johnson C. doing that, despite the fact I had sort of jokingly talked about how that whenever they come here in this gym, they
light it up,
play incredibly well, and
5 days off, take on Wingate on Saturday. How well timed is this 5-day break, or is it ill timed?
Well, I think obviously our guys physically, we've been without Mason now for 2 games, and there's no doubt that impacts us. But I think we'll be able to get him back hopefully by the Wingate game. I think this is sort of a good time for us to get a little breather and reflect on our first run through the conference. We're getting ready to start that back up with the Wingate game, and let's give a chance to reflect a little bit and see if there are any kind of other changes or adjustments that we need to make going into conference play.
Chuck, pleasure as always. We'll talk to you Saturday.
Thanks, Kev.
That is Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. We'll wrap up the Domino's postgame report after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.